your print files, and I have 4 files open that I'm going to use for presentation. What I need to make is a host file. So I'm going to make a host file that's 36 inches wide because the large format paper at the 2D PC is 36 inch wide. So file new, because we're going to drop these other files into it. I'm going to make the new file 36 inches wide. And I'm not sure how tall it needs to be, so I'll crop it down after it's 18 inches. And the resolution, I'm just going to leave it about 200, so it's not too big of a file. So I'm going to make that new file, and then I'm going to go to my other files and drop them in from the Layers menu. After I drop it in, I can close it if I want to clean up my desktop. So this next one, I can say, sorry, I have a lot of windows open. Make sure I have this untitled one open. And I can just drop it in from the Layers menu, or if I feel more comfortable, I can copy and paste. But for this video, I'm just going to drop them in until I have all of the ones that I need. Just making sure I have both windows open when I do it so that I can see it. So in this one, I'll select all so you can see how to do that. Copy, and then I'll go to that untitled window and paste. And you'll notice I'm not worried about arranging them until I get them all in there. Some of the files are going to be bigger than others. If you have a really low quality file, I would suggest not using it, but for this exercise, I'm going to show you how to resize them. Edit, copy, and then edit, paste. Okay, so now that I have that, and I want to just work on that host file, I can zoom out and basically rearrange everything to be the size that I want. So the cheapest way to print is to print across the width and then not do it too long because the pricing is done in inches. So we're going to rotate things so that they're all going sideways. So I'm going to rotate that 90 degrees. You could also go to Edit, Transform, and just put in 90 degrees. And then I'm going to resize it by holding the Shift key down and the corner and resize it so that it fits. This is about 8 inches wide. I wouldn't go any smaller than that. I would love for your images here to fit into 36 inches across. In this case, it looks like it's not going to, so I'm going to take this and rotate it back 90 degrees, and it's going to be a little bit of a longer print. Maybe 16 inches or so. And that, bringing them to a scale that really shows the work that you've done. So you can do 4 final shots, you can do process shots, planning shots, whatever you think best represents the work, and the scale of them should be big enough to see on the wall so that people can understand the importance of this work. So I'm just going to make that bigger. Remember, I can only work into 36 inches. So I don't want to put this down here and end up having to print more. So I'm going to resize everything after this one is here. I'm going to take all the layers and I'm going to resize them so that they fit in the width. So now I'm going to print like a foot long and 36 inches wide and probably pay like $3 for this print out and cut it down. So after I've done that, I will crop it so that it's just the height. And then it's always important to see what your image size is in inches so that you can remember that when you send it. So it rounds up. I'm going to say 36 by 14. I'm going to flatten the image and then I'm going to export or save as a PDF. So file, oops, I'm having some issues right now. Okay, so print file, and then I'm going to save it as a PDF, and then it'll be on my desktop. I don't need to keep editing it, so I take that off. And then when I'm ready to send it to the printer, I would go to, let's see, One Pratt. Hopefully you're logged in. Hopefully I'm logged in. Not, of course. Why would I stay logged in? And then I'll go to production. And this is where you send your prints. 2D Printing Center. We're going to go payment method, location is 2D PC, printer type is large format. Go to next. You're going to use the heavyweight coated 35.5. It's fine that it says 35.5 because we're going to do a 36-inch PDF that might get cut off a little bit on the sides. So we're going to put in 36 inches, and I believe I said 14 inches tall, one copy, and go to next. So heavyweight coated is the cheapest paper and the best quality. And then I'm going to, go to next here, upload my file, and I'm not going to do it because I don't want to send the print, but I'll upload the file and say next, and then the 2D PC will email me and make sure that the price is okay, or let me know if I don't have enough money on my card, and then you can always come back here and see what's happening with your print. As I'm going to write in your email, you have to send this soon. You can't do it at the last minute because it will not be ready. And then when you go to pick it up, you can crop it down so that you have individual images and hang them however you want to. Okay, thanks for listening. If you have any questions, make sure you email me. See you at Crits.